Hi my dear children, let's continue studying the chapter Living Organisms and Their Habitats. My dear children, in the previous class we had discussed about the surroundings in which the organisms live. The organisms can be living in different climatic conditions and in different habitats. In the previous class, we discussed about the terrestrial habitat. That means the organisms can either be living on land or can be living in water. So in the last class, we discussed about the organisms which are living on land. And the organisms living on land are called terrestrial animals, and the terrestrial habitat also of deserts, grasslands, forests, mountains and many other regions. Now we are going to study about the next habitat, that is aquatic habitat. Aqua means water. Aquatic habitat means the water in which the organisms live. The aquatic habitat is also of two types, which are saline habitat and freshwater habitat. The organisms living in salt water, just like in seas and oceans, can be said to be in saline habitat, and the organisms living in lakes and rivers can be said to be in freshwater habitat. And let us think about the features of organisms or characteristics of organisms which enable them to live in water. First, let us think about fishes. The fishes are the major organisms which are living in water. Many other organisms also living in water. So, first let us think about how a fish enabled to live in the water habitat. So, what is the shape of a fish? You know, the shape of a fish is called streamlined shape. What is a streamlined shape? You know, the streamlined shape is the boat shaped. The front and the both ends are tapering. That shape can be said to be streamlined shape. So this shape allows the fish to move through the water frictionlessly. This is why the shape of the body is streamlined. Also, the body of the fish is covered with the slippery scales. Slippery means slippery means that whenever we touch, it can easily move away. So, slippery scales are there to cover the body of the fish in majority of fishes, which help the fish to easily slide through the water. Also, the fish has flat fins and tail, which allows the fish to balance the body and also to change directions. The fish wants to move in one direction, then he has to move in other directions. These flat fins and tail help them to move and change directions, also to balance the body in water. So, majority of the organisms living in water, especially fishes, have fins, scales, and also they have gills for breathing. And of course, the organisms have to get oxygen for its survival. So, the fish is enabled to live in water by the help of these gills. These gills will absorb the water present in the oxygen present in the water, and as a result of metabolism, the carbon dioxide produced will be washed away through the water. So, the major advantages of fishes to live in water are they have streamlined body, they have slippery scales, flat fins and tail, and also they have gills. Do you know, children, organisms which live in water do not have these scales, gills and all. Mainly these two organisms are dolphins and whales. They don't have gills. How do these organisms survive in water? Instead of gills, they have another organs in their body. They are called blowholes. The blowholes present in the head of the dolphins and whales help them to absorb the atmospheric oxygen, and they will take large amount of oxygen at a time, and as a result they can be in water for much more time. You might have seen the dolphins are all moving at the surface of the water. So whenever they will move at the surface of the water, they will be raising their head, because these blowholes are present at the head. They will absorb the water. So in water habitat, organisms are well suited to live in the water habitat. So we have discussed about the animals living in the organisms living in the water, which are fishes and dolphins and whales.